All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Liberty Stream. Glad everyone could stick with me. Set up the kitchen so we can start getting cooking, and that's what we're going to do now. Thank you everybody who stuck around after Final Fantasy 15 kind of ended. Got the kitchen set up so we can do the stream from here. Walk Troy because he needed to go on a walk. And now we're getting ready to cook some dinner, and I'm excited. Today, we got some pork chops with lemon herb pesto. I don't know if you guys can read that. I'll show it over here as well. And whenever I switch cameras, we'll talk about it again. Looking over the mill, this is going to be fun. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I turn my broiler on, because the idea behind this is we're going to put pork chops in a pan, roast and sear it on the side, put in the broiler, melt some cheese on top, get it so it's finished cooking. While that's going on, we're going to make us veggies on the side with some asparagus and zucchini. Yeah, and it's going to go from there. So I'm excited. I can't wait. And let's go into what menu is. Okay, first thing you do with Green Chef every time, make sure you have all your ingredients. That way, if you need to go around and get something, you go around and get something. Hopefully I have everything, because as I think about it, if I don't have everything, I'm just going to have to wing it on the fly. So, but this is something where you can go back to the store, you find what you're missing, and then come back and kind of redo it. So, not redo it, but still have your meal ready. So, just something to do, something to think about. Okay, first things first, pork chops. Pork chops. Looks like it's going to be 2 loins in the back. A little bit of fat here on the side. My lighting's not the best here in the world, but that's fine. I think these pork chops are going to be really, really good. Smells like a plastic package. What else do we got here? Creamy lemon herb pesto, so that's what is going to go on top of my pork chops whenever we're good. This should be good. Lemon juice and pesto sauce. Creamy, so probably a little bit of milk or dairy in there as well. Yep. And that's the thing. Green Chef, HelloFresh, and all these other places, they're not going to tell you exactly what's in their sauces and spices in order to get you to kind of keep coming back. So if you're just starting to learn how to cook, that's fine, right? You don't want to start experimenting with that. You're just kind of getting the basics down. And even learning how to make spice blends is something I'm working on. So that's kind of like my next step in my progression as a cook. Is let me get all these spices out on my table, let me mix them all together in a bowl, put them on a chicken or whatever, and just kind of see how it goes. So that's kind of what I'm working on in my free time. Mozzarella cheese, bam. So that's going to go on top of the pork chops as well and kind of get a good melt going. Asparagus. I love asparagus. This is going to be exciting. I'm glad they finally gave me some asparagus. Smells like asparagus. It's a little slimy, actually. Yeah. Probably something that I should have cooked earlier in the week. Yeah, I'm surprised that it doesn't hold up as well as it should have. Zucchini. Bam. Zucchinis are great to scare your cats. If you've not seen any of those videos, go ahead and Google cats afraid of zucchini. It's pretty good. Sun-dried tomatoes. So this is the first thing that we're going to prep. We're going to put them in some water and then chop them up. And then we got some walnuts. We're going to get a nice little crunch, I imagine, to the vegetable dish whenever we get to that. All right. Now let's switch cameras here. Actually, as I say that, I'm going to walk over, turn my broiler on. Bam, broiler is on. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take these sun-dried tomatoes that I talked about. We're just going to put them in some water. I already got some water in a bowl from earlier. I'm going to drop those in. Boop, boop. All right. So they're going to rehydrate. We're going to give that about 5-ish minutes. And bag is going to go away. We don't need it anymore. While that's going on there, we're going to take care of this asparagus. Not the greatest asparagus in the world, just kind of slimy at the top. It's disappointing. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut off the rooty bottoms of this asparagus. Like this root here, it's edible, but you really don't want to. So we're just going to chop that off. And what we want to do is to get to the green portion here. Check, I still have some green here, so I could actually have kept that a little bit. Yeah. Heard that crunch there? That's kind of what we want to avoid. So I'll go here. I'm going to go up to where I see the end of the white. Just chop down. Should be good. And we're going to discard these root ends. That was good. Bam. All right. And then everything else, we're going to put back together. Make little asparagus chunks. And that's going to go in a bowl. It's going to be 1/2 of our veggie dish later. Yeah. What I might do later, guys, is, well, okay, I keep saying things I'm going to do. So when I get to 100 followers, one thing I'm going to be doing is quartering a chicken on stream, where it's me cutting off the thighs, cutting out the breasts from a chicken with bones, kind of showing you guys that side of it. I gotta buy a boning knife the more I think about it. So if I'm going to be doing that, then really what I want to do is also make a full meal out of it. So what I'll probably do is some kind of chicken, ooh, a lemon herb chicken with some asparagus. Sounds really, really good. That's probably what I'll do. That way I can go buy some asparagus for you guys and kind of show you that it's not supposed to be slimy. All right. So we got my zucchini now. Zucchini feels a lot better than that asparagus. I'll probably actually go talk to the Green Chef customer service, because they're actually pretty good. I can just let them know that, hey, the zucchini is a little slimy. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Okay, cut off the ends of the zucchini. We're not interested in eating that. And we're going to cut it in half. Now we're going to cut it into little moons. Put the moons in a bowl. Same thing there. Probably next month, I'm going to buy a new chef knife. Not that I need one. My chef knife is actually really, really nice still. But the brand of chef knives I own, Global, they created another version of their classic European chef knives that I'm just interested in trying out. This one I've had for years now, and you can kind of see where the name of the logo is kind of getting worn out. Doesn't mean that it's time to change, just means that it's getting worn out. So, all right. The last thing I need to prep is some walnuts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on a different cutting board. And the reason for that is cross-contamination. This is really silly for me because I'm actually not allergic to like walnuts or anything. But this is kind of something for you guys at home to kind of know. For one, I did the right thing. I'm cutting the walnuts last. That way, well, I cut the walnuts after I cut my veggies. That way, there's no really chance of contamination of the walnuts into the veggies. So, someone that I'm cooking for at home and they say like, hey, I have a tree nut allergy. One, I don't know why I would use walnuts if I knew someone at my house had a tree nut allergy, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm cooking for a much larger group. In that case, I can say, cool, I'll cook the veggies separate. That way you have something that you can cook with. Or that you have some veggies that you can eat, you don't have to worry about it. And then I'll keep the walnuts on the side and people can kind of choose to use it as they want. But if that was my idea that I had in mind, but I cook the walnuts first, or chop the walnuts first, and then put the veggies on top, cross-contamination, because now there could be some walnuts that go into veggies. That's just bad. So, little things to think about. So, separate cutting board, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I would want to go and really clean my knife. I would probably choose a different knife, like my utility knife that I have, but that's kind of the idea. So I'm just going to give my blade a wipe. Again, if I was really concerned about cross-contamination, I would go and fully sanitize it. And then we're going to go get my sun-dried tomatoes. And then we're going to chop these up. Yep. I wonder why I don't chop them up before I put them in the water to rehydrate. That'd be something to kind of look at. Spoiler, I know the walnuts and the tomatoes are going to go in together in my dish, so I'm just going to put them on the same cutting board there. It's that mise en place that I kind of talk about every once in a while with you guys. Mise en place is a French word, duh, mise en place. I don't speak French, but from what other people have told me, it means put in place. And the idea behind that in French cuisine is everything in your kitchen should have a spot for it itself. It's kind of that organized cooking. Like I know in advance where things are going to go. I'm going to put them there. That way it's out of my way. That will allow me to have a more efficient kitchen whenever I'm cooking. So tomatoes are prepped. Oh, I got one last thing to do. How do I want to do it? So we're going to do it on the cutting board. So anything left for me is a season of pork chops. The more I think about it in my head, the more I'm arguing with myself. So I'm going to make a final decision and do it before I change my mind again. So I got my pork chops here. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on them. Give them a good rub. A little bit of salt. And some pepper. Salt and pepper go a long way, guys. If you haven't used salt and pepper when you're cooking before, just start giving it a try. Everything's just going to taste a lot better. If you have high blood pressure or something like that, just use a little bit of salt. You don't have to, but I definitely recommend then using your pepper. All right, so that's ready to go. So I'm going to take a quick break here so I can move everything over to the other side of my kitchen. And with that, we'll begin cooking and sizzling. So I'm going to wash my hands, come back, put you guys on, be right back, and then we'll go from there. All right, give me a moment, guys. Alright, we're back. Glad you guys could join me again. Sorry about that quick break there, but we're just getting everything set up in the kitchen. I got my pan going, and that's going to be where we sear our pork chops whenever that's ready to go. It's just heating up. Put some olive oil in there so it's ready to go. As I'm mad about some things around my kitchen that should not have been there, but we're working through it. Okay, so here's the game plan. Seared pork chops on the pan, both sides, about 4 minutes each. Then it's going to go on a baking tray into the oven, and then that's where we're going to melt the mozzarella cheese on top, and that's going to be where we're going to get that pesto sauce on top as well. Once that's in the oven, then the next thing for us to do is going to be cooking the veggies. We're going to use the same pan as the pork. That way that flavor from the pork is going to also go into my veggies. Cook the asparagus, cook the zucchini for a little bit, let that cook. Then we're going to put tomatoes and the walnuts in there. That's it. We're done. Sorry, it doesn't sound that impressive, but that's what we're going to do. I think it's impressive. I think the pork chops are going to look really, really good by the time we get to the end of it. And that's all of the meals that I got from this week's box. Tomorrow my new box comes in, and that's going to have some harissa spice steaks. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I got two other chicken dishes that are coming. One is this is where I gotta remember how to pronounce the words. Chicken taniga, chicken something, with a lime cilantro sauce. So that's gonna be really, really good. And I've got the other one. Hold on, can I just look it up? I have to log in, but we can definitely do that while I'm waiting for my pan to heat up. Which what you guys probably can't see is I have these pans that have a little red dot in the center, and the dot changes whenever my pan is heated up. So I'm kind of waiting for that to change colors a little bit. I'll try to show you guys one day. All right, here we go. Chicken tinga with a cilantro lime crema, haha. So I got that one right. Harissa spiked steaks, and then chicken with a picante sauce. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be good. That's next week / the weekend. 2 weeks I'm not that impressed with, but I think it could be good too. Braised chicken with artichokes. I like artichokes. That's going to be good. Malaysian spiced pork patties. Is lemon a herb? No, lemon is not a herb. Lemons are fruits. But how are you doing today, Forson's Gaming Chair? Glad you could jump in and join the stream. Let's see if I can get my sizzle on. Why do Americans and Canadians say herb. How would you pronounce it? Herb? Would you actually stress that H? Yeah. I don't know. Because I'm thinking of like Herbert, which is a name, and we definitely would have used that. Because I can only think of me learning how to cook the first time whenever I was like a little elementary school lad. And people always, and I always said herb, and no, it's herb. So many big questions for humanity. Humanity. So I'm from America, but the one thing I picked up from Canadians is actually how to pronounce the Z at the end of the alphabet. Because I actually, whenever I'm talking at work, I'll actually say like XYZ all the time. Not exactly sure why. Not exactly sure why I picked that up. Z, yeah, XYZ. It's supposed to be Z. Like here in America, but so all my American friends get mad at me, especially if I'm working with them. Pork chop. I'm getting that a good sear going on. Oven's got the broiler pan going, so yeah. So the idea: pork chops grill. We do not want them to overcook. We want to get just a nice good sear going, and then once the sear is done, put them on a pan and go from there. Just so you're more into an England way of speaking. So how? Yeah, because I'm thinking because the nouns in England are different, like a trunk versus a boot of a car. They say Z too, I believe, right? 4 languages: Canadian, American, Australian, and English. Australian? Oh man. My manager at work, he's from Australia. He's originally from England, lives in Australia. And it's funny because he'll just use different colloquialisms that I can't pick up on every once in a while. The simple fact is, he's not afraid of spiders, and I am. That's how I know someone is really truly Australian, is if they're not afraid of animals. If they're afraid of spiders and snakes and stuff, then I think they're not Australian. But you would think Australians would be more afraid of those kind of species because they have really, really dangerous ones. But anyway. So are you from Australia, I guess? Alright, so I got my sear going on that one side. Close to overcooking. I'm going to prep my lemon herb pesto. Get that ready to go. This is just me opening up a bag. Swedish? Oh, okay. I feel like, I don't know, this is me being dumb and uneducated. I feel like people from Sweden know a lot more languages than most other places in Europe. Because I'm thinking about like the account managers I speak to that are from France. They usually know like France and English, and that's it. France and English, French and English, German and English, Italian. Italians, I think, know a lot. Now, people from Spain, they know Spanish, and then, oh, that little city-state, Catalina. So, we got some good sear action on both sides now. So I'm going to move that over to this pan. Give me a quick moment. Keeping my pan, I'm going to keep that hot because I'm about to grill some veggies on there. Well, the lips, thank you for the host. Much appreciated. Speak German, Danish, Norwegian. Aha! 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 Figured it out. More than 4 languages. Well, I guess that is 4 languages. English? Yeah, okay. You got me. Alright, so we're putting the pesto sauce right on top. Move my arm out of the way, or try to anyway. I love the smell of this pesto sauce. That acidic flavor is going to be exciting. And I'm going to give this a little love tap. Groovy. Now, Jazzy Wazzy, hosting me with 14 followers. Thank you guys. How's everyone doing? As we are putting some mozzarella right on top of my pork chops. Hey Castian, how you doing today? How far did you get in Ocarina of Time? Settle down, Gordon Ramsay. No. Gordon Ramsay's yelling at me right now because I probably overcooked those pork chops. We are in the castle, so we are almost there. Put a little bit more in here, a little bit over here. All right. I'm doing real good. Actually, this is my vacation. Just treated it as a staycation, so I decided to stay home. Didn't go to work today. Streamed some Final Fantasy 15 earlier. Then I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. Let's go ahead and cook my last Green Chef meal for the week. Which we're going to put these pork chops in the oven. We're going to have to move the camera. I apologize, everybody. And those are going to go in the oven for about 4 minutes. Those are going on for 4 minutes. We're going to reheat my pan. We're going to go get some veggies done. Clean my area. Yeah, so was the lips, you're at work? Nice. Hopefully it's a good day at work. I know it's Thursday, so yeah, hopefully, I don't know. Thursdays at my place of business are not that bad. Usually Fridays are a little bit busier because everyone's trying to get things done before the weekend. And Thursdays are usually meeting days. So lots of meetings and then actions to do on Fridays. Lunch break? Okay, cool. Good, 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 good. All right. So all that juice that we have from the pork chops, that's still in my pan. I'm going to use that. And now we're going to put some asparagus and zucchini right in there. That zucchini ran away. It is gone forever. We're going to give that a little saute. Yeah, so those of you who just joined me from Jazzy Wazzy stream, thank you very much for sticking around. I'm Liberty Flyers. And this is one of my cooking streams that I'm starting to do. Basically the idea is I use a couple of, well, I buy a lot of the boxes, like Blue Apron and Green Chef, HelloFresh. And what I wanted to do was start talking to people about how I modify some of the recipes in the boxes, just depending on like my food allergies or things like that. This is quality gaming right here. Yes, it is. It's the best kind of gaming. Has an actual outcome to it. Play. Yeah. I started cooking whenever I was 17. Cooked for my mom whenever I was in high school. Worked for a kitchen whenever I was in college. Expanded my cooking repertoire there. And now I just kind of cook on the side. So, but yeah, so each week whenever I get my new HelloFresh box, I kind of look at it, see what's going to be good in order to kind of stream, and then we go and talk about it from there. If you are interested in trying out Green Chef, I have a code for you guys if you're interested. You can just do !Green Chef. Code will get sent to you and you can sign up. It's $40 off your first box. So you only have to pay $20, which is the equivalent of 2 meals. And then you got to pay shipping and handling. You got to pump those numbers up, pal. We're getting there. And yeah. Reason why I picked Green Chef, Green Chef lets you choose a different diet and then make recommendations on their weekly selections based upon that diet. So for me, I'm going low carb, I'm going keto. So the 6 meals that I suggest every week are just meals that are low carb and keto. But if you're a paleo diet, it picks that. If you're just full vegan, full vegetarian, it also has recipes related to that. Or maybe you're just an omnivore and you eat anything. Like it has menus based on that as well. So you can pick which kind of menu you're looking for, and you can change week to week. I'm not stuck in keto for the rest of my subscription. I can actually change it whenever I'm looking for it. So those are looking good. Some walnuts, and I got some sun-dried tomatoes I'm going to toss in. Just give that a little bit of a love. And be good to go. There it is. Set that on the side. And let me check my recipe. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, salt and pepper. Yeah. Salt and pepper. Who cooks with walnuts? Walnuts are great. Walnuts are a little bit sweeter in my mind than peanuts, so you're going to add a little bit more of that sugar kind of flavor to it. Still has that same crunch like peanuts and that kind of thing. Yeah, walnuts are great. Like, what did I used to add walnuts to a lot? Salads. I used to put walnuts in a lot. Like a Waldorf salad, I think, is a pretty classic dish that has walnuts in it instead of peanuts. Yeah, give it a try one day. All right. So we're going to put that on the side, turn off that pan. That's good to go. Salt, pepper, done. Boop, 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 boop. Get it? Just weird to get understand with salads? Yeah. Salads is kind of where it would normally go in my mind. It's just whenever you're looking to like add a crunch to it, especially like the next time you're doing like a Chinese cuisine of some kind, and normally you would put peanuts on there. Just toss some walnuts on there instead. See what happens. Don't make a walnut sauce yet. I'm not telling you to like start making walnut butter, but maybe that's what we do next time. All right, and there they are, fresh out of my oven, out of my broiler. Those are looking great. Well, as I'm burning down the house. I look forward to living in an apartment where smoke detector is not so close to my oven. We're going to let these rest for a couple minutes. And the idea is if I immediately start cooking or start chopping into them, all the juice is going to run out on the cutting board, and then I'm going to lose a lot of my flavor. So I don't want to do that. I'm just going to give it about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to start cutting into it. Yeah, that's the first time that's happened. I feel pretty good. Like I've done 6 or 7 HelloFresh meal or Green Chef meals, and I haven't on stream, and I haven't had the smoke detector go off yet. It's like the first one. And as soon as I opened up that broiler, the oven with the broiler pan, I was like, yeah, this is going to happen. So not much I can do with it. But that is the end product. And I think we got it pretty close. Those chops are raw. No, they're not. No, they're not. Don't tell me that. Good thing the oven's still on in case we have to. Right. So you're saying they're raw? Let's find out. Oh. They're warm still. Look at that. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's not raw. Not raw at all. Nothing cooks in 4 minutes, especially pork. We sear them on the sides first, so they were already cooking in an oven, in a saute pan, and then we put them in the oven to cook for 4 minutes. So, or magic of Liberty Fire's cooking, things just cook faster, like instant grits. Yeah. So sear on a saute pan, then let it finish cooking in an oven. That way you get the nice look of it, and then you go from there. So like if we look at the other side, hopefully we can. Yeah. But yeah, that's what happened there. So I'm gonna keep. All right. And now let's begin the plate. Yeah, I'm going to let this next one rest a little bit more because this does have juices coming out of it. Not a fan of that. All right. And really, if I was doing a full presentation, I get here when you're putting the cheese on. Yeah, so I already had it cooking for a good 6 minutes in a saute pan. So if I'm serving this up to my friends, I'm running out of spots to put things. That's fine. Plate there. And voila! Pork chops with a lemon herb pesto, mozzarella cheese, sauteed asparagus, and some sun-dried tomatoes. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave this guy here for the visual. A smaller plate for me, and let's try it out. My dog's lurking in the corner, kind of watching, seeing if anything falls on the floor, so you can just go in and grab it. Go. Yeah. All right. Let's try it. Do I have a water just in case? All right. Got my water. Yeah, my dog always watches me cook, just so he can see if anything falls off. All right, so pork chop with lemon herb pesto. Okay, pesto is amazing. Mozzarella is amazing. Really like that it's on top of the pork chop. The pork chop tastes really, really good. A little overcooked. I think I would probably put it about a minute or two less in the broiler pan because I think it's a little bit too much. So it's coming out a little bit tough, but the flavors are there. Yeah. If there was a way to replicate that lemon herb pesto, I think that would be a winner. I think that lemon herb pesto belongs on anything, like chicken. Don't know if I would put it on beef. I can see beef, but probably need a little bit more of a hollandaise instead of a pesto. Yeah. Really, really tasty. Really, really good. The veggies I'm curious about. Gonna get a glass of water or drink of water. Hold on. All right, and the zucchini. Zucchini's real good. Not, yeah, just the right amount of salt, I think. Right amount of pepper. Maybe a little too much pepper. Because eating it with the asparagus and the walnut and a dried tomato might be a little over seasoned, but I think it's good. I'm going to eat all of it. I promise you that. Yeah. Things I would do different. Really, I would just put it less in the broiler pan. I put it in there for about 4 or 5 minutes. I think I would have done it probably just 3 or 4, right? That way the pork chop would come out a little bit more, not as rubbery. And I think it would have been really, really good there. But besides that, I think everything else was good. I thought it was an easy meal to make. Definitely 4.5 stars, right? Probably 5. So, yeah. So I think that's going to be it today for Cooking with Liberty Fires. I'm going to take a slight break. Later today, we're going to come back and we're going to play some more Final Fantasy 15. So, Jazzy Wazzy, thank you very much for the host with the 14 viewers. Much appreciated. Thank you for everyone who stuck with me as we finished up our meal. Thank you, Lovely Lips, for participating in chat. Thank you, Castian, as well. Yeah, so we're going to take a slight break. I'm going to go find someone to host as I eat my dinner. And then we're going to come back in about, let's say, an hour. And then try to finish up more Final Fantasy 15. So thank you, everybody, once again. And I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night.